guys, it's Grower Zero here, and working on another Let's Pump Up My Tower. This time it's with HoneyBadger, and just starting off really quickly here, let's see what we got. So 2-minute cooldowns on... Okay. Okay. So it's 1 minute. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna need to look up some stuff as far as costs go, because yeah. So right now with Black Hole, that's 2 minutes. If I cut it down to 1 minute, that'd be such a bad thing. Not quite. Here, let's just see. 12 seconds here, so that will be 38. Thinking at least maybe one more size increase. I think that would be helpful. But if it covers everything like sufficiently, and you're able to get your smart missile barrages off, then maybe that can stay the same. Looks like you're definitely going to have to lab duration here. Probably just got chronofield relatively recently. So I'm guessing that's why that one's untouched. Just commenting up here at quantity 4 for Deathwave. That's more than plenty that you'll need. So I wouldn't worry about increasing this one too much. But you've got everything synced up. That's absolutely beautiful. It's like every time my Econ goes off, it just nukes everything out. That's awesome. Quantity 3 would be helpful. And overall, for the bang for your buck, that might not be too bad. And a little bit of dropping into bonus would be helpful too. Probably all three of these for Spotlight. I mean, you don't get a huge return on investment for angle, but eventually it becomes more important, especially once you're to the point that you're working on like super tower mastery, because it's going to ramp this up. So this bonus is going to be just astronomically huge. But yeah. And obviously more enemies that you can capture in Spotlight. You can apply that coin bonus to. So at least with quantity 3, at least half the time, you're going to be covering, well, about, obviously, more angles needed, but you can get much closer to at least knowing that half the enemies, so the Spotlight coin bonus is effectively like an extra 50% kind of bonus. Guess would be times 2 instead of times 3, effectively. I'm trying to math on the top of my head, and it's kind of late. But yeah, so just looking at everything right now, I don't think these are too bad right now. You're probably killing everything pretty decently if you've got the labs. I haven't looked at the labs yet. I know you haven't done the labs here, but yeah. So I think kind of a Spotlight maybe a little bit lacking here. Chronofield obviously very much so. And then just for general econ, you can drop these cooldowns. Those are really nice. Mm. And it's pretty low cost to get another like one or two, I think, into Spotlight. And getting more angle, I think, is probably worthwhile. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning with these, like maybe two upgrades in each for now. Yeah. Let's pull up everything else. What do you have currently working on? Lap speed, Deathwave Sil bonus, coins per kill, spotlight missiles, reroll shards. Okay. And you sent this, that was a couple days ago. So you're definitely, I think yeah, you're definitely done with this. You might be done with level 20 or close to that. So I haven't looked yet, but maybe we'll put in spot or smart missile labs even if you haven't done it. But lab speed, I would not take that off. You're heading in the right direction. I mean, you're getting close. So yes, this is probably going to get more expensive the farther you go in, but like you're getting there. So that's really good. And then more cells, obviously, I can't argue that. Um, maybe something better here? Oh, we'll find out. For a 4-hour lab, more round stats is kind of nice, so you can do your own analytics on things. Especially, just all throughout your progression in the game, you're probably going to want to kind of reference back and be like, okay, how many cells per hour? How many coins per hour am I making? And kind of maybe at least once a month, maybe run some trials of like a tier above, tier below, whatever, just kind of play around with, seeing where you're at. And I think the analytics from this are worth it. And it's only like 4 hours. So with speed ups, that's like, well, let's see what kind of speed ups you're doing. You're doing about ×3. So about less than 2 hours. You can knock that out, and then that'll give you some more worthwhile info. Just kind of seeing what's the spread on all your damages and all that stuff. I'm guessing you have the raw damage up in your favorites. Let's see, is that up here somewhere? Did I miss that? Okay. I'm skipping through trying to find favorites because I'm suspecting it might be there. No, I just see it. No, you don't have it completed because then it would be gold bucks because you're not hiding completed. Missile explosion, missile radius. Oh, that's perfect. Missile amp. Definitely crank the sucker up. Yeah. And chronofield duration. Like these 3 labs are really important. Deathwave coin bonus. Oh man. Got some stuff in my eye. I think it's because it's late and I get teary sometimes when it's late. And while you're leveling up Chronofield, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of use out of chrono field damage reduction quite yet. I really focus on getting the 100% uptime, and then once you do, if you want to, you can dip into chrono field reduction. It's kind of nice for any hybrid or effective hit point kind of setups. But you really need this 100% uptime to really make use of this. Just kind of foreshadowing for the future. Death Wave Health, that's not too bad. Extra orbs are nice. We do have energy shield research, which doesn't look like it's that expensive. So that might be something. Probably this more so than energy shield for it right now. I'm gonna skip over super tower bonus because it doesn't really become applicable. Or like, really worthwhile until you get the super tower mastery. Which once you do, it's absolutely awesome, but it's so much coin to be able to afford that mastery and to level it all the way to have that 100% uptime. But much farther down the road. But for now, it's not really useful for you a whole lot. Maybe it is. Good for bullet damage, but you're not really relying on that so much. Once you finish standard perk bonus, I'd get this up, like finish up waves required 5, and then yeah, I think you'll be kind of like, okay, I'm in a good place. Call it good there, unless you want to get more bands or auto pick rankings. But yeah, I think out of the perk area, the standard perk bonus is definitely very, very nice. Let's see here. Modules, prayer drop. Okay, you got a common drop maxed out. That's good. Daily mission shards. That's awesome. Just for combining up modules, recommending this. But I know reroll shards are a huge pain in the butt. So when you can, I would say maybe dedicate, instead of reroll shards, get the rare drop. Unmerge eventually. But yeah, once you get probably unmerge and these two done, then you can put in module shard cost. But until then, not too bad. And if these ones eventually get to the point where these aren't too expensive for you, it's kind of nice to be able to eliminate at least 1 or 2 of the stats out of the pool. But because yeah, rolling for substats is a pain in the butt. Let's see. Oh wait, I just realized damage is over here versus critical factor over here. What the? Maybe because you have this favorited, but it's not under a favorited category? Oh, that's really weird. I don't know how that's, because it's usually like damage, attack speed, Is it range and then critical factor? Oh no, the order seems off. I don't know why. Yeah, and then you could probably drop in, for eventually, maybe get level 2 research done on Super Crit. So a tenth of what your damage and critical factor labs are at. And you've got some heavy ultimate weapon research to do. But as soon as you can, I would say sliding attack speed in would be useful. But you've got some really heavy ultimate weapon stuff to do. Orb speed will be nice. Or boss hit will be very nice. Yeah. These are really nice because if you can get this up and or boss it, means that you're always doing a percentage damage to bosses. Can't go wrong with that. It's very, very helpful. Package after boss. That's really nice for added consistency to G-Comp. And then recovery package chance. I'm thinking actually package after boss might be actually very worthwhile for you to get. Yeah. Probably your best Econ, I think. Choice for labs might be this. I could be wrong. I haven't run the analytics on it. Well, let's see. Let's see. Just pull up my own stats. Okay, 20%. So let's say there's fifth of the time you're not going to get a package. And that's every 10 waves. Eh. Hmm. Hmm. Do I have a calculator up? But also, the more that you're getting all the G-Comp going, as far as the consistency with that, you're also getting more death waves, which means more cell bonus or cell. The cell bonus is going to be applied to more enemies. Man, this is rough. Let's see. Huh. Yeah, it's not a lot. It's only like a 2% boost. But, yeah. And that's assuming that you've got like 80% package chance. It's probably actually a lot more valuable if you have less than 80% package chance. So, but you don't have this max. I don't think you have ancestral boosts. So that's probably underestimating. Let's see, how much do we have? I think this is your old. Do you have an old workshop? Package chance 68. Oh, okay. And then times 6, 8. No. The negative of that. So that would be 32 times 0.32, I believe. So that would give a 0.032. So a 3.2% boost to all of your econ going off. Is that better than... Yeah, that would be better than your coins per kill lab right now. Plus you're getting more cells dropped as a result. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards that. It's a good one. Hopefully you have this done. Man, where do I slot stuff in? %, we're definitely getting... Oh, jeez. Something made a loud noise. I don't know if it picked it up over the recording, but finish this off. I would put the package chance in here after that, and then I think I would dedicate it to Smart Missile Labs. Yeah, dedicated to Smart Missile Labs. You're working on Spotlight missiles here. And coins per kill, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of distraction out of this. And I would say between like orb speed, orb boss hit, and perks, I think that would be a good use for this slot. Spotlight missiles, that's still going to take a while to get through, but as soon as you're done with this, actually, no. For this slot, you're going to put in chronofield duration. Scratch what I said, you're going to put in chronofield duration. Yeah. You're going to finish out spotlight missiles and do all the things that I said earlier as far as you were going to put in here. Yeah, chronofield duration absolutely needs to get in there ASAP. So let's see. Lab speed stays. Module shard stuff, let's say that stays. So that could be rare drop chance, which I haven't, like I briefly saw your modules, but I think the rare drop chance, just to help ease into leveling all your stuff up, is going to be very, very valuable. Yeah. Let's see, but what are your modules right now? Because I briefly saw them about Mythic and Legendary. Okay, so the level's not too bad. A little bit more than I thought. So I was expecting maybe something in the 80s or less, 100 point, and that's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, wormhole redirector, that's pretty solid, especially for any effective hit point build. It's using Being Annihilator. I think that one was the super crit one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a pretty solid econ choice. For tournaments, you're probably still going to want to use Death Penalty. But yeah, you can test out between the two, but usually Death Penalty is probably going to serve you better for tournament purposes. Yeah, so kind of your... Let's see, did you have cards up above? I think you did. Okay. So you're done with commons. That's awesome. Looks like you're working through the uncommons or, yeah, rares. So you're probably not too far off. Yeah. Hmm. And this is always the point that it's a tough decision because on one hand it's like, okay, if you roll for cards, you're guaranteed that you're progressing towards actually finishing them up completely, versus modules, you're just rolling and you hope that you get the things that you need. I'm gonna drink some water here. Yeah, that's always the tough question. Let me see another. Oh, yeah, this is the picture, the updated one. Uh, Looks like you've got some ready to go. So I'm almost thinking maybe don't need. Yeah, maybe reroll shards is the plan for you. Maybe. So you've got these for your cores. You've got that for your armored. You've got these for. Is it just cannon? Oh yeah, and you've got this one for your cannon. So damn, maybe we don't need a rare drop. Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking let's finish up the rares or the blues. Maybe roll some modules after that, and then get back to once you finish all of the cards, return back to the modules. And maybe a little bit of back and forth between, cards and um, card slots and modules. Let's see, this is your farm. Let's see, let's get, so you probably want that in there. Probably critical coin as well. Extra orbs would be nice. Plasma cannon would be nice. What do you have? Wave skip. Yeah, I'm thinking against using intro sprint, as nice as it is, and I would probably use the fortress card just so you can tank more enemies easier with absolute defense. And then I think I mentioned, let's see, being able to get the extra orbs in there. Yeah. So that could go there. Oh, and then plasma cannons. So maybe, yeah, maybe actually one more card slot would be nice. And if you really want to use intro sprint, get an additional one up to like 16. So that might be a nice near-term goal. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, 16 card slots. Absolute defense. Let's see, what are your stats looking like? How have you demoed? This looks solid. No comments there. Okay, so with absolute defense versus thorns, you're actually going to want this higher, and then thorns pretty minimal. And the reason for that is you're going to be face tanking a lot of enemies. Knockback chance, that's fine leaving that there. Orbs are devoed. Shockwave size, I would probably take that down as well. Lay my chance, that's good, yeah. But yeah, you're going to be face tanking a lot of enemies. So the higher you get this, the more you can afford enemies. Versus like thorns is just enemies are gonna come, they're gonna hit you in your wall. Because I think I saw some wall labs done. And you really don't want them dying on your wall. Let's see. Perfect. Yeah, and then when you set up the target priority, I would say let's do basics. No, protectors. No, actually, we don't have to worry about protectors as much. So let's go basics. Protectors as second. And then what is it? I think it's tanks that are next, just because they're so tanky. They could take a few more hits, but as far as target priority goes, and then maybe closest at that after that, or bosses. Yeah. So basics. Let's go basics, prots, elites, and bosses. I think, yeah. Let's go elites and then bosses. And yeah, we're definitely going to make sure that shockwave size is minimized. And then these two swapped. Let's see, your wall. What was your wall at? Let's see. Defense, wall rebuild, that'll be nice. right now. Am I missing? I feel like there's a. It's probably in your favorited section. I'm guessing. Okay, yeah, you're working on wall thorns. Yeah, so there's a big section of stuff that's favorited that I'm not seeing. Maybe it's on. Okay, now I'm seeing it over here. Wall forward. Wall regen. Definitely get that sucker up. If you're phase tanking a bunch of enemies, that'll be useful. Yeah, once wall falls, it's probably not going to do a whole lot for you. So that's maybe one level in that, just so you can make sure that you always have that lab available to you. So Shockwave size is minimal, so it's just I think it's just a process of removing the points out of Shockwave size. And then yeah, when you start the match, just make sure you don't have your attack speed card on. You don't have your critical chance card on. Just so you can build up as many enemies as possible. Yeah. Shoot, I think I covered most of what you say. I didn't look at these. So health regen, defense. Instead of thorns damage, if you can get absolute defense in there, just so you can face tank enemies a lot easier, that'll be really nice. That'll actually extend your runs quite a bit. Yeah. You have critical chance on there. You can leave it. You can leave it. Yeah, I can't think of much else that I would put in there. So we are capped on this one, and that's kind of a pain point. Because if you could get that up to 101, you get that extra slot. But you're also rolling RNG. What is it take to get? Okay, it takes. Yeah, so you're gonna need more copies of G-Comp. 2 more to get it up to the plus, and then you can use one of these to boost it up to Mythic. And that'll give you a good chunk of barrier of time. Well, actually, you'll be able to take it up to Mythic and then Mythic Plus. Yeah. So these are ready to go. Like, you just need to roll the 2 copies. But it's RNG, so you have no idea when you're going to get them. Oh, man. And I can't tell if you have additional copies. I don't think you have any additional copies, because, yeah. Now you see this. So I'm guessing you still need 2 more drops of G-Comp. So that would be able to allow you to level it up to 101 and get extra coin. Yeah, let's. So painful to recommend because it's like, oh, you can get so much strength out of modules, but at the same time, like the surefire method would be to get another like 1 or 2 card slots and get these up to purple stars. So I think for a surefire, safer route, I would go with this in the card slots, and then I'd roll modules again. I would roll modules until I could get at least this up to be able to bring it up to Mythic Plus. That'll give you a good chunk of time to, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Definitely a tough spot. Just seeing which. Okay. So not too much as far as Golden Bot goes. Over time, this will become a lot more powerful, but yeah, not too worried about that for now. 120 seconds. Oh, hey. Oh, wait, you're using G-Comp, so it doesn't matter. So, never mind. Actually, hmm. Wheels are turning. My brain's cooking. Let's see. Part of me is thinking maybe Singularity Harness, but your coin bot's just not quite. If you had much larger range, that would be really good. You're probably saving all of these for whatever the next event is. So I think we're into the next event right now. Is this? Yeah, we're in Meowie Nights now. So this was the last event. Yeah, after buying some of the themes, if you could drop a few here and there into range, that'll be nice. Yeah, I think I'd just stick with G-Comp, and it's better anyway, or at least it's leveled up more. Let's just double check here. What do we have here? Smartness and quantity, that's cool. Golden Tower. Golden Tower duration, cool. I think what would be better. Let's get, instead of Death Wave quantity, I'm thinking Spotlight Angle. And Spotlight Angle specifically for, not for this effect, but more in like just general coverage. So you're affecting more enemies with Spotlight and getting that Spotlight bonus as a result. I think that's maybe the only thing that I would change on that. Yeah. Yeah, for either of these, for Smart Missile quantity or Death Wave quantity, if you're needing more damage, like the stone cost to upgrade your Smart Missiles right now isn't too bad. So maybe for the Econ perspective, replacing the spark missile quantity for spotlight angle might be solid. Because let me go back to the ultimate weapons here. It's like 41, 35. That's not a huge investment. You're like 3 stones away at the time. Probably by the time I'm doing the recording, you'll probably have more. But yeah. So if you need a little bit more damage, just drop it in. And also do a little bit more for the Smart Missile Amp. That'll help the damage aspect incredibly so. As well as just the explosion radius. The more radius you have, the more enemies that you're going to affect, and it's going to be easier to overlap the damage. I will say though, for farming, and during the farming run, you're going to want to turn off spotlight missiles, and you're going to reserve using spotlight missiles for tournaments. Or at the very end of a run, when you're like, okay, I'm just about to die, I can turn on some things that might be not advantageous for my farming, and turning on spotlight missiles at that point would be fine. But for tournaments, spotlight missiles is solid. And actually, just for tournament progress too, getting quantity 3 will double as both like Econ and being able to, once your spotlight missiles is maxed out, that'll provide a lot more consistency of damage. So yeah. Yeah, for champ, I think if you're able to get spotlight missiles done and you get quantity 3, where would I expect that to boost you up? Maybe an extra 100 waves, 200 waves? I'm throwing out numbers. I'm probably off. But it's really good regardless. I think I've covered about the major stuff. I covered all the modules. Yeah. Wow, this one's going pretty long. Anyway, I hope that answered all your questions, gave you some insight on like what you can do going forward. And yeah, as soon as you finish out the duration lab for Chronofield, I would dump all your stones into cooldown and get duration up to maybe like 40 to 45 second range. You have to play with it, see how your G-Comp at that point handles everything. Hopefully at that point you'll have maybe something around the lines of like a mythic G-Comp. Yeah, cross my fingers. And you kind of make a little list on your own on like, oh hey, maybe down the road I can tackle these labs, and that'll be helpful. But yeah, other than that, outside of the kind of the things I was like, oh, this would be good. This would be good here. The power of observation is always super important. So if you're like, okay, enemies are turning through my wall, well, does that mean that I need more wall regen, more absolute defense? I wouldn't lab absolute defense per se, but probably like regen to offset that. Yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys later.